We're at Myrtle Beach, about to go play some bocce on the beach. Yeah. Roll it up there. There you go. Don't miss short. This is what life's about, just hanging out with the people you love. Just being able to relax and kind of reboot and rebuild for the season coming up. It's 5-4, win by 2, playing to 7. We're up, we get 2 here, we win. So let's go finish it. Now that I'm in college and I get to come back to a place like Myrtle Beach and the beach and go hang out with family here, it's just a great time and I enjoy it more than anything. I come from a fairly large family. We got 3 brothers and 2 sisters, so 5 siblings. So I'd always be competing with my brothers and sisters growing up, and that's just been a big part of my life.
You know, we have 6 kids, 10 years apart, and lived in a small house growing up, and I think I helped develop a close family.
Hunter likes to compete. All of our children are very competitive. And like I said, fortunately, they always had someone around that they could be competitive with.
Hunter always growing up wanted to be a receiver, but we ran option offense at Socksteady, and that was 85% of our offense. And Hunter was, you know, we knew he was a gifted athlete, and so we put him at quarterback, and he enjoyed it just because he got the ball in his hands.
I think just growing up, I just love football. I tell people it started in the backyard, just being able to play receiver in the backyard, and I really enjoyed it. I just had to play quarterback because they usually put one of the best athletes on the team at quarterback to run the triple option. But I knew going forward that I always wanted to play receiver in college.
I had 6 or 7 high school coaches that would send me text messages all the time about Hunter Renfrow at Socksteady. And so I really heard a lot of good things about him. And finally, whenever he came up to our football camp, to be honest, I was a little surprised at his stature, because he was probably 5'11", 155 pounds, and didn't look like the traditional wide receivers that we typically recruit.
So we brought him in on an official visit and laid it out, like, this is the opportunity at Clemson. You're not ready to play at Clemson. He had some other smaller offers, and so it was a big decision. You can come and chase your dream. I think you're good enough to play, but we're just going to throw you in the weight room for a year and let's just kind of see where you are, because he just had to get stronger, and that's exactly what he did.
I really just wanted to be able to play with the best, and that's something that brought me to Clemson, is being able to play with the best every week and just know I can play with them. And besides that, just a lot of prayer, and Coach Winnie had a lot to do with it, just his godly leadership and just being able to kind of plug right in there and learn from some of the best coaches, but also the best men in the nation. I remember my first practice, I probably dropped 7 out of the 12 balls they threw to me. I just couldn't catch it. I was just nervous. I remember going off the practice field that day thinking, well, maybe this receiver thing is kind of harder than I thought. Maybe I should have gone to Charleston Southern and played quarterback. But I kind of settled down a little bit and just worked through scout team on my freshman year, going against guys like Mackenzie Alexander, Robert Smith, TJ Green, J-Ron Curse, being able to go against them every day and compete. And they were the #1 defense in the nation that year, so I knew if I could compete against them, then I could hold up against anybody.
You know, Hunter's been a guy that really has just embraced his role, whatever that role was. He did it to the very best of his ability. So I think he earned the respect of our team because of what he did on the scout team that first year.
At the end of the day, this is a program that the best player is going to play. And it doesn't matter if you're a walk-on, 5th-year walk-on, or a true freshman. The best player is going to play, and that's what you're seeing with Hunter. And listen, I got one more in my back pocket right here. It's going to Hunter Renfrow.
Didn't know I was going to get a scholarship, and I just remember just feeling relieved because my parents had helped me out a lot, and just knowing that it was going to help them out tremendously. And also the reassurance of my belonging and feeling like I could contribute to the team.
Watson takes a snap, rolls right, looks into the end zone. Hunter Renfrow caught it! Touchdown! Touchdown! Clemson hits Renfrow, and Clemson grabs a 34-31 lead.
But I remember just lining up and knowing I had Tay outside of me, and he was going to do his job and try to get a corner route. And the guy ended up tackling him, but coming off patiently and just getting behind Tay, and Deshaun hitting me, and then seeing him run down the field like he just hit a three-pointer to win the game.
The job that Renfrow did, you know, and how he set the defender with his release, with his stem off the ball, and then his ability to stick a foot in the ground and open his hips and accelerate, that's what makes him special.
You know, I don't think there's anybody on our offense that Deshaun is more comfortable throwing to in that situation than Hunter Renfrow. And I saw him do a great job at the top of his break point, and whenever he got open, I felt very confident that we'd complete the pass.
I remember just standing in about 30 minutes after the game, knowing we'd won the national championship, just looking around, seeing all the fans, just appreciating and just knowing how blessed we were as a team and me individually to have that moment.
Just a satisfying moment more than anything for me that that team, which Hunter was a part of, accomplished something they'd set out and worked so hard for.
Hunter Renfrow, that's a teammate you always, want to be around, a guy you want to be around. He don't say much. He's just a quiet, humble spirit.
Yeah, he's just a guy that got a ball. The whole family knows that, and I think people like to think there's some superstar, and he is. He's a crazy good athlete, but it's just a guy, and he realizes that.
It's going to end one day, and I think the most important thing to Hunter is he loves playing ball, and he'd love to be able to do that, but just some family. We got a real close family. We enjoy each other, and then we've got Christ at the center of our lives, and that's what's important to us.
I think he's a guy that's going to continue to grind over the next 2 seasons, grow physically, and as he does, again, his natural assets and strengths that he has are just going to shine even brighter.
I mean, we're already on to next year. I think it's something that I can appreciate 20 years down the road, but for the next 2 years, I got to be locked in on what we have to do to go win another one.